Hey guys, it's Quickie Baby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I want to talk about the March of Nations competition which just ended today. And Wargaming have released some statistics about the participants. 1.6 million tankers worldwide took part in this competition. And just as it was about to end last night, I wanted to go and look at the leaderboards to see the kind of vehicles that people had been using were able to succeed in this competition. And let me just quickly highlight what were the conditions for winning this competition and entering it. Well, basically, every single nation at tiers 7, 8, 9 and 10 had a leaderboard, and then Wargaming recorded your best 5 games, any 5 games over any number that you played during that 2-week period, and the base experience that you received for those 5 best games were added together, and the player with the highest experience would be at the top of the leaderboard for the nation at the tier. And it's not based on type. You could play light tanks, tank destroyers, heavy tanks, medium tanks, I guess even self-propelled guns, although I doubt that they're going to really be able to get a huge amount of experience reliably. And the rewards for this competition were fairly decent. Look, you get some experience boosters here, 5 2-hour 50% credit boosters. That's quite a lot. I'd value each of those at about 1 million credits each. And if you were able to finish in the top 1,000 places, you got 3 days of a premium account. And remember that all of these are cumulative. And so if you finished in the top 1,000 at every single tier and for every single nation, well, I guess you'd be getting something close to like 3 months or half a year of premium time, although that would be an astronomical achievement. And this leads me on to the biggest problem with the March of Nations competition, at least in my opinion, and that is that any vehicle can enter it, irrelevant if it's a premium tank or a reward vehicle. And so of course there should be really no surprise what kind of vehicles won this competition, right? Let's take a look at Soviet tier 10 tanks. Alright, let's see who won the competition. Alright, they used Object 907. Second place, Object 907. Third place, Object 907. Fourth place, well there you go, at least a freely available tank in the form of the Object 140. Fifth place, Object 907. Sixth place, 140, okay, not too bad, 2 out of 6. Object 907, that's 2 out of 7. 907s once more, 907s again, and what finally? 140s, okay. So I guess 3 out of 10 players used Clan Wars reward vehicles that hardly anybody really has access to. Next up, let's take a look at Tier 7 German tanks. E25. What a surprise. Okay, how about the next guy? E25. Yeah, okay, I see where this is going to be going. More E25s, more E25s. I'm just going to have to do this quicker now. More E25s. Yes, the list goes on. In fact, every single player, apart from that Tiger driver, used E25s to finish in the top 10 of Tier 7 German tanks. Okay, so now let's take a look at Tier 8 American vehicles who won the competition here. Okay, the non-skinned Patriot, the non-skinned Patriot. The actual skinned Patriot. Okay, 4th place, Patriot and Chrysler. 5th place, what is here? Patriot. 6th place, more Patriots, what a surprise. 7th place, T25 pilots. At least a premium medium tank there. More Patriots in 7th, Patriots in 8th, Patriots in 9th, and finally, what a surprise, some more T26 E5s, the non-Patriot skin version of the vehicle. Okay, now let's take a look at Tier 8 Soviet tanks. This one should be interesting. Some of the most popular vehicles in the game are Tier 8 Soviets. Object 252, number 1. T-44-100, number 2, Defenders in at 3. A standard IS-3 and 4, not too bad, that's 1 non-premium, then KV-5s, then Object 252s, then some T-54 Mod 1s, some Object 252s, and even some IS-6s, KV-5s even in there, and then finally some T-44-100s and some more KV-5s at the bottom. So only 1 player out of 10 did not use premium vehicles to be able to achieve the highest experience results inside the competition. And so effectively what we're seeing here, for some nations at certain tiers, 90% of the people who finished in the top 10 places were using premium vehicles or reward tanks. And just how is that fair? Surely this should have been a competition that celebrates fairness and everybody gets to compete irrelevant of what vehicle they're playing in. Now understandably, some vehicles are going to be better than others, but was it really wise to allow completely overpowered tanks that have been removed from the game for a reason, like the E25 to compete with something like a Tiger or a VK3002. And therefore, what could have been a really cool competition to participate in is frankly just tarnished to a point of irrelevance through a massive oversight by Wargaming to enable premium tanks and reward vehicles to compete with players who are maybe possibly playing the game for free. And so I guess what I've learned from the March of Nations campaign and what I'm trying to highlight here is that number one, surprise, surprise, the Object 907 seems to be king at tier 10 medium for the Soviet vehicles, and the Patriot, the Defender, and the E25 are just dominating at tier 8 and tier 7 compared to non-premium tanks at their tier. And also that Wargaming, if you're watching this, why did you allow premium tanks and reward vehicles to take part in a competition that was meant to be fair for all? And is this something you'd consider changing in the future if you return the March of Nations competition? Because just think about tier 7 Germans, for example. We saw that 90% were E25 drivers. That isn't even a vehicle which is freely available now. How is that even close to being fair? This isn't a competition. This is who bought an overpowered premium tank during the last advent calendar in 2016. And finally, don't you think it's quite ironic that the players who are finishing in the top and they're getting the credit boosters, they're getting those 3 days of premium time, are the players who already have the premium tanks and very likely premium accounts to boot? These aren't the guys who need those credit boosters and that premium time. It's the free-to-play players who need those prizes far more than the wallet warriors who just got out their credit cards so they would have an advantage, at least in some categories, in this competition. But I'm interested to know what all of you out there think. Are you surprised that the vehicles that were finishing in the top of experience were the tanks that I've shown? And what do you think about the fact that in some categories, 90% of the top 10 winners were driving premium vehicles? And so that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you absolutely hated it, give it a thumbs down and let me know why. And I realized there was no gameplay in today's video. I'll make it up for you tomorrow, I promise. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.